Well boys, we are back with another video, and I just want to say the reason why I haven't posted in almost 2 weeks was because it was super hot this last week in the UK. So hot in fact that I didn't even feel like playing, I didn't feel like recording or editing, so I took a break. But we are back with another solo Snowball video, and this is what happens. While farming the barrels on the road leading to outposts shortly after I joined the server, I found a buddy bag. It had a DB, jackhammer, some farm, a tier 1 and a green card. So I took it to outpost, recycled my comms and traded in for some wood to build my starter base. I wanted to build my base in R13, but when I got there, it was already taken, so I built it in S14 between 2 big rocks and out of sight. Now my base was secure, I went out to go investigate my area and see if there was any potential to grub. While I was out investigating, I noticed my neighbor had a horse, so yeah, I stole it. I did take the opportunity to go to a large barn to accept a quest for treasure. The reason why I did this is because I've never done it before and I was curious if it would give me a gun to snowball faster. Before I did that though, I went out to go farm so I can upgrade my base. The last thing I needed to do was finish my quest before I started snowballing. Although I never got a gun from this, I was pleasantly surprised the loot wasn't that bad, considering I only paid 25 scrap. Once I depoted my loot, I left my base to go roam my area to see if I can find someone to grub. And then, to my luck, someone had called in 2 airdrops near launch site, so I headed over to see if I can make a play when they leave their base to go loot it. Unfortunately, it did land in a compound, and this is what happened next. At this point, I had 2 DBs in my base, so I took one to outpost to research so I can craft more to make my snowball even easier. Just to quickly cut in, I have to say, this server recently wiped, and it made it difficult to snowball because most of the people I saw were prim, like me. I placed out my tier 2, and then I took my horse inland so that I can find people with tier 2 guns so that I can snowball. Following that successful snowball, I went to depot, then I heard shots at launch, so I headed over to keep my momentum going. Okay, so if you're wondering why I took a DB to launch site and not the SAR that I snowballed for, it's because when it turns night in cons or rust, it can be hard to see and aim. So I prefer using a DB so I can, sneak up on people. It gives you a better opportunity to snowball, especially when it's dark. So then I went back to base to depot my guns and made more storage space to place my boxes and to organize my loot. Then I went back to launch site to see if there was any remaining PvP. This guy, Yoshiki, was absolutely loaded. I took all his loot, then I went to depot, and when I got back to base, I crafted 2 yokas and handmade shells to raid my neighbor. So yeah, the guy that snuck up on me when I was doing my eco raid, his name was Prophet 820. He was a part of a 5-man, and all they do is roof camp. They live just down the hill from my base, on the coast, so I went over to door camp him. just to clarify, the reason why I eco-raided these guys is because they kept stealing my horses. Every time I buy a horse from Large Barn, I'll bring it back to my base, I would equip it with, hooves, and it would get stolen. It was these guys. That's why I raided them. After taking a short break to get some food, when I had returned, the server was pretty quiet, so I took the opportunity to take my cards and go do small oil rig. While I was depoting the loot, I noticed the server pop had started to go back up, and I heard MP5 shots nearby, so I went over to investigate. Right, okay, so this guy here, I heard a python while I was roaming, and then I heard a bolty shot, so I'm assuming he got roof camped. And if you do recall, when I was doing my eco raid, I spoke about that guy, Prophet 820, and how his 5-man always roof camp. This is a prime example of why I door camped them. And yeah, this was them, Prophet 820 and his team. They came out of their base prim to loot the guys they roof camped. I went back to base of depot after this, then I headed out with a ZB because it was night, and then I found these guys. Yeah, that play was quite frustrating, not picking up the AK, in a way. When I respawned, Lockrate had dropped that dome quite far from me, so I headed over to make some plays. I spent the next 10 minutes putting my loot away and organising my base. Then I went out for a roam, and as I did, I heard a rocket raid. Just to quickly cut in, I did loot these boxes in the raided base. Although the loot wasn't that great, I went back to Base Depot anyway, then I headed back with the spaz because it was turning dark. I chose to go back one final time to see if there was any more PvP or any more plays to be made. No way was I about to let that slide, so I went back to door camp them for the Tommy. But you know, I should have gone back with the HV and the launcher instead. I took a short break here to watch some anime and to clear my mind after that massive L, and when I returned, I took my jackhammer out to go farm because I wanted to expand my base, and then I ran into this duo. I spent the next 15 to 20 minutes honeycombing my base and trying to enter the first floor, but then my neighbors decided to pay me a visit. Honestly, at this point, I was attracting way too much attention to my base, and I didn't want to anger anyone enough to offline me, so I took a short break. When I had returned, it seemed pretty quiet around my base, or so I thought, so I continued adding my first floor. As I was crafting garage doors, key locks, and everything I needed to make my base secure, the unexpected happens. This is what happens when you snowball too hard, or when you anger your neighbors enough for them to online raid you, and this was an emotional raid. These guys were angry. Just to add a bit of context, this Chad, this absolute unit, quite literally saved my base. He countered the raid. I was being raided by a fab man, and if it wasn't for him, I would have been on back timer, my base would have been full raided and griefed. So yeah, he quite literally saved my base. In my mind, I had won the defense, but the raiders hadn't given up. They came back to door camp, but little did I know they were door camp for hours.
Yeah, hello? Hello?
A blood bomb.
There'll be a cat. Open the
Your
doors.
name looks familiar.
Hey guys, they're in my base.
Hello? What is going on here? I was literally behind you. How?
And just when I thought the door camping had ceased, they came back to door camp some more. But only this time, they door camped all night, so I decided to end my snowball here. And normally, I'll give my base away when I get off server, but I wasn't about to give someone this base just for them to get door camped or offline raided. Besides, is it even a snowball if you don't get raided in the first day? But yeah, that's about it. See ya.